in the upper left. He's one win away from being the victor. In the blue, make some noise for Byun! And his opponent, the Zerg player in the red, he needs to win this game and the next. Give it up for Dark!
Match point once again for Byun, and they're both on the top of the map, so that might be a little bit better for Byun overall, but definitely not something that Dark is going to be too scared of. He knows how to hold on in these positions.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised to see Byun doing this. I think that, you know, just like we've all been watching, or you and I have been casting, I think we see what's worked for Byun so far, and he's got to do whatever he thinks is the absolute best in order to engineer the victory here, because we do have comebacks happen when a series can be this long, and you definitely need to stick to what you know, not try to get too fancy, because when you're in Game 6 in a you know, a series that's going to go this long, you need to be, by now, completely prepared for everything. Now you have enough data on your opponent, it's about responding perfectly.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a double Rax Reaper again, as opposed to a 3 Barracks Reaper. Oh no, he starts another Barracks, so it is going to be 3 Rax Reaper. Byun did fantastically with this on Frozen Temple. Well, his Reaper Micro is awesome.
It's funny because Dark did not seem, like, I guess he thought he knew what to do, but then when he tried to do that counter wall, and it was completely shut down. So I don't blame Byun at all for doing this. I think this is a very wise decision. Let's see how Dark responds, because I do not think he can do what we saw in that previous game that ended immediately with the good Reaper Micro zoning out the Ravagers and Roaches.
Well, the Overlord actually sees one of the barracks, but it doesn't see all 3 yet. The timing of the barracks is a little bit bizarre, so he definitely has to be thinking to himself, what exactly am I playing against? And, you know, can he hold on against this? I mean, Byun is going for a victory for a world championship off the back of this build right now, but if Dark can hold on with what he learned in the Frozen Temple game, maybe he can make this into a macro game once again.
Beautiful control there, making a Spore Crawler right before that drone is taken out. Just buying a little bit more time here. Any units he can shape up, like that Zergling we saw back there, is going to be a little victory that can stack up to a big lead later on here. Dark, of course, we're now going to learn what his alternative route is for countering a style of play like this. Link speed almost done. When the link speed is done, it's a lot easier for these links to actually combat all of these Reapers.
All right, gets a drone right there, getting some of these Zerglings as well. He's just kind of trading Zerglings for time right now, bringing the Queens up as well. The creep has now connected both the bases, so the Queens can move a lot more freely to defend as well.
Okay, the mines are coming up here. The Reapers are basically rotating back and forth. He's delaying the Queens from actually having any utility in the economic aspect of this matchup right now and keeping the Lings back here. He's trying to slow down drones. And if Zerg overextends here, Zerg is going to lose a lot, and that puts Byun in a really good spot, whereas Byun's already expanding behind this.
Oh, trying to get that kill, but Byun pulls it away. A very low Reaper, 4 health. That's 1 Zergling hit off of death. The Queens still have reasonable health, but they've had to transfuse some, so they don't have a lot of energy.
More Lings spilling out now. Now you got to be careful when you have this many Reapers, because if you overextend and the Lings have speed, they just run out and surround you and everything dies. So you're going to stay back for the time being. Remember, if Dark loses 1 game here, that's it. So he's hanging on for dear life.
His life is on the line right now, and some great grenades from those Reapers end up killing a Queen. Dark's still in some trouble, trying to get the creep a little bit further out. Grenades being thrown down, zoning everything back as he pushes down towards this drone line.
Oh, he's coming in, he's trying to get us around. Will it work? The grenades force the Reapers to scatter everywhere. Link's still coming up. Dark does shave off some of those Reapers, but not without losing a good amount. Look at that. Actually, excuse me, 2 Reapers to 16 Lings, 2 Queens, and a drone so far.
It's crazy that he's only gotten 2 Reapers. These Ling surrounds have been awesome, but the grenades of Byun are second to none.
And he's continuing to push him back here. Now, behind this, it does seem that Dark is just continuing to drone up, whereas Byun has got a pretty healthy economy, and that's why this style of play is actually so scary and so difficult to hold off, is because he gets in your face, but while that's all going on, he's teching up and he's still got an expansion. Zerg doesn't even get to counterattack when you do this, because if you sent any units to counterattack, the Reapers would run you over anyway.
Yeah, everything is looking good for him, but a link flank coming up from Dark. The Reapers jump up after some grenades, and somehow, once again, he's keeping those Reapers alive.
Now, no, Dark is getting melee and armor upgrades here behind this. Stim, by the way, almost done here for Byun. I don't believe he has a ton of Marines just yet, but he will have a follow-up push coming up here. Okay, a decent amount of Marines. Let's see how Dark handles this, because Dark is now taking his third base out. And these starting locations, you know, the top left and the upper right, it's not far from each other.
No.
It's not hard for Terran to push over to that location. Ideally, Zergs want to be cross spots or just be expanding farther away from their opponent instead of getting closer and closer.
Yeah, this is a very tough situation. The economy of Byun is just better. He has more workers. He has the Terran mules on top of that. His production is fantastic right now with double reactor barracks. He's already up into Stim, finishing 10 seconds from now, and even medevacs are on the way. This is looking great for Byun.
Byun is getting ready to push out here. Stim has completed, the Terran player with the best control in the world. Dark needs to hang on already. Byun with a supply lead. Note the Reapers come into the front. Oh, ambush out here. Tries to get a surround. The Marines come in here at the last second to deny it. But that was really smart what we saw there from Byun. He moved out with the Reapers in the front so the Marines wouldn't be shown. And he wanted to set up the ambush right then and there, but Dark already ready for a trap with him there.
Can Dark hold on though right now? This attack is massive from Byun, stimming forward, seeing what he can get done. Ling's trying to come in from the side. The Banelings hatch. They're moving forward. The grenades actually push them back. Finally, the Reapers go down, but these Marines still have to be dealt with.
He's stimming forward now. So many Queens with transfuses. He may try to come around with these Lings and the Baneling from the side. Remember, those medevacs don't have unlimited energy, so the more they heal, the less they can later on. And that's one of the game plans here for Dark, is to try to drain those medevacs as much as possible until eventually they have to pick up and leave, and Dark can go back to focusing on his economy.
Dark really needs to get that economy going too, because we see Byun taking his third base. That means that his economy is basically staying the same as Dark's the entire time, which is not what you want to have happen in a Zerg versus Terran. The Zerg just needs more economy.
Okay, we see the Marines coming forward now. Dark barely hanging on. These Banelings, they need to get good connects. They need to get a surround here. Byun being very wise about when he pulls back. He is never overextending so far, at least in this game.
Staying on top of that creep as well, keeping it as far back as is possible so that he's always threatening, killing that third base, killing a lot of drones as well. But now Byun realizes, okay, Dark has held on for a bit. It's time to start hitting multiple locations, not just a full frontal attack.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The time where you could just push in and win the game is over. So now he's going to force Dark to start juggling and dividing his attention into different parts of the map. Now, Dark, he's pretty good at handling that. And a lot of Terrans, when they try to do this, end up maxing out their ability to attack everywhere, and they end up losing drop ships, they end up losing armies, and eventually the Zerg just counterattacks. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this game pans out.
Right now, a lot of Zerglings are on the way, and no 2-2 upgrades from Dark, which is kind of interesting. He might decide to get a little bit aggressive here, try to crush an army, or maybe even sneak in and kill a bunch of SCVs at that third base.
My only concern is if he tries to sneak in and kill a bunch of workers, a lot of times Byun is so in the Zerg's face that he just runs them over right after that, because any other units that are not there to defend for Dark are enough for Byun to then completely destroy whatever expansion he's close to.
Byun pushing forward towards that third base once again. Dark, he does have that fourth hatchery up at the top, so that's good, but another easy place for Byun to attack. Not a lot of drones over there yet. In fact, some Marines might already be on the way. He's getting ready for that attack.
So he's set up here. He's basically got the Zerg surrounded. It's going to be very tough for Dark to get out. We see the small group of Lings coming up here. Note he keeps some of these army units over here in the front, and then as the Zerg army rather tries to come out and break it, he sends the rest of it up there to drive it back out. So this is a pretty insane contain here, but as Byun tries to be aggressive, he's shaving off bits of units here and there. We now have a drop headed over here into the upper right in the main. It doesn't appear there's anything here to defend. Dark is going to have to stamp that out.
Yeah, luckily he has great creep spread so far between his bases, so very quickly the Zerglings get up and force that drop back. But Byun is really spreading out. He has a drop down kind of at the bottom, waiting to do some damage at some point. He has that drop up at the top, waiting to fly in as soon as Dark's units move. And of course the main army right in the center, putting that heavy pressure onto Dark.
The supply count is 173 to 140, and Terran is pushing in here right through the center. He's got a good position. It's going to be up to Dark to try to wipe out this attack.
Banelings rolling in already, trying to take out Widowmines and anything at the front. A drop hitting 2 locations at once. The natural and the 4th base under attack while that frontal push comes in. Byun is everywhere.
Byun now attacking in. The Banelings are set up. One Hellbat doing damage to the workers. Dark is going to have to respond and respond quickly.
Oh, he's drawing up all of his Zerglings and Banelings as quickly as he can. He has a lot of Queens here as well. The Marauders shelling everything at the front. That 4th base no longer mining. A lot of damage here from Byun. But the Banelings, they come in from behind, and it looks like he should be able to push everything back.
Unbelievable. The main attack has been denied. But what about the drops in the main and the other expansions? Dark has to clean this up quickly. Although Dark is doing a great job of holding on, it does appear that Byun's army is still very huge. Another attack after this one could still end up wiping out Dark.
Byun is everywhere still, despite these miraculous holds from Dark. It feels like he's just being whittled down over time, and Byun continues the onslaught. Look at this.
My God, he's going to save that hatchery quickly. A good pickup. He does manage to get that out. Dark keeps the base over there. If that hatchery had been taken out, I think we could pretty much confirm that this game would be over. Meanwhile, the drops are not stopping, man. This guy is everywhere.
Don't forget, Byun has 3 bases, and he hasn't taken any damage this game back at his own home. This is looking great for Byun as he rallies his other units across the map. Dark might be done for with this attack.
Is this the killing blow, or will Dark pull off a miracle? He is closing in. The army is getting set up. Widowmines now being planted. Marines have been stimmed. Liberators in the right position.
Dark trying to get in with those Zerglings, but it is not going to be enough. Byun punches through, hits onto his 3rd base.
G! Byun has done it!
And with that, Byun is our 2016 WCS World Champion of StarCraft 2.
Give it up for Byun, your BlizzCon 2016 StarCraft World Champion!
So laut hier, Chat.